take číslo 1, boom, bam, let's go.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to version 2 of episode 10, so this is episode 0.5 something. I'm Lukáš, I'm your host, and I'm joined by, as always, my co-host Pete.
Thanks for having me, Lukáš. Wonderful to discuss the news in the gaming world. So let's get straight into it, shall we?
Fallout 76 came out. No, didn't come out. Trailers.
Be careful about coming out, okay?
Yeah. Whoops. Get out of the bag. Fallout 76. Some trailers hit, some gameplay hit, some previews and such, and it hit and it mostly missed. It seems.
I wouldn't be so pessimistic about what I have seen, even though there is a big criticism over the internet, mainly from the fans. So, have you seen the recent footage, and if so, how do you feel about that?
What's the recent footage? What do you mean? I've seen the day
footage
one.
Yes.
I seen the release footage. I seen some gameplay.
Yes.
And that's pretty much it. Was there anything else since then?
I don't think so. There might be releasing new information about how the servers will work. What are they expecting to add into the game? But no, once the embargo lifted last week on Monday, pretty much every streamer or YouTuber was allowed to post what they have previously recorded somewhere.
Yeah, except
so
for us.
That one. That's the whole purpose of this podcast. So once we get picked by the Bethesda, we'll bring you the extra early footage.
Yes. Now we can only assume things because we didn't get to be in the. We weren't so lucky to be in the early guys. You will play the game on 20th, I believe, 22nd.
Supposing I would have pre-ordered it for the Xbox, yes, it would have been 22nd. But since I've got my pre-order, I've got my pre-order for the PlayStation 4, so right now I can confidently say so. I'll be testing it in the form of beta or early access on the PlayStation 4 Pro version.
Okay, and that's gonna be?
October 28th.
Oh, that's when Red Dead is out.
I know.
Okay. Anyway, but main things. Let's go through. Let's start positive. What did people and what did we like about it? I will start. I liked how it looked. It kept that feeling of the wasteland, that futuristic but retro style. It was still there. It looks like a Fallout game. It sounds like a Fallout game.
Okay.
Yes, that's okay. That's it for me. That's my positives.
That's the only positive thing that you can straight up say from what you have seen so far.
Yes, for me, the positives are: it looks like Fallout. It feels like Fallout.
But it's not Fallout sequel, correct?
It is actually, technically, it's prequel, right?
Yep. So, when you take a look from that side, it's prequel.
Because I have played the Fallout board game as well, and what I've noticed and what I find very interesting, the perk system or the level up system in this 76, it's based on some cards, right?
Yep.
And that's also in this board game. So how that works is you level up, and with each level up you get a special, a letter.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have that letter, then you don't get a second one, you don't get a +1, but you get a perk. And the perk is in the form of a little card. So that, I think, maybe, I don't know if it was influenced by the board game or the designers of the board game knew this is going to be in Fallout 76. But that kind of ties the universe together. So the board game and the video game has something in common. And of course, the 76 has much in common with Fallout 4. Pretty much, I guess the engine is the same, or it looks like it's the same. right?
Yeah. Well, they said yes. They said they are using. Obviously, Bethesda isn't known or isn't famous for creating the best optimized engines for their games. So when they create one, they are gonna use it for quite some time. I just wanted to ask you, can we quickly check like when the Fallout board game released? Like if
I
it
think it was
can
this
be
year.
at the same time. Oh, it was this year. So it
Yes.
could very well be true that they really got inspiration, or they were just simply inspired. Because if it is a licensed product of Bethesda, they either cooperated on in some way, or even they had their own team working on that game.
I don't know if Bethesda did it, but it is an official Fallout trademark
Mhm.
game.
So Bethesda has had to be involved at some
Yes,
point.
at some point there.
Okay. Well, that might be interesting.
And so positives for you.
Well, positives for me. And they have really big promises and big expectations, but they have to really meet the requirements and expectations of the people. From what I've seen, the world looks like a wasteland after the war, only without the NPCs and the dialogue whatsoever. There is no NPC and no dialogue options in the whole Fallout game, since it's a multiplayer based, and they really wanted to make sure that the experience you get when meeting a player is really, I guess, expressed throughout only emojis, so you don't need who even cares about the story?
But
It's
is that
there
a
just for the
is that a
sake of it.
positive?
Not really.
So
But-
okay, so I guess there's no positive. Okay, who cares about what the fuck? Who cares about the story in a Fallout game? Isn't the Fallout series and pretty much anything that Bethesda makes, also Skyrim and also Elder Scrolls 4 or whatever, Morrowind, I think, wasn't that all about story? Yeah, you can do 1 million or 2 million other things, but the story was kind of what was important, right? In Skyrim, no one ever tells you, "Hey, dude." Everyone's like, "Oh, you're the fucking Dragonborn." And in Fallout 4 or Fallout 3, you're the Vault Dweller. You're the guy who did this and that. And now you're gonna be like, "Meh." Everybody cares about the story. Everybody cares about the side characters. Tell me you didn't care about Paladin Dance.
Yes, I did, but then what I
Then you
decided
killed him
for...
because you're a monster.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly really point out one thing. I'm not sure if have you seen the controversy about the Brotherhood of Steel in the new Fallout 76?
There's Brotherhood of Steel in there.
Yeah, that's what the fans are really furious about, because they found a letter within the game, since there is no dialogue, and the letter included some hint for the Brotherhood of Steel. There wouldn't be anything wrong with it, except the Brotherhood of Steel shouldn't be on the surface for the following 30 years, and according to the Fallout lore, they are based 1,200 kilometers away from the West Virginia. So
Yeah,
how does it play out that there is even some sort of information or hint pointing towards them if they shouldn't be even mentioned anywhere?
I don't know. That's a very good question. Someone listening, type tweet at Pete Hines and the other guy from Bethesda. Yeah, they shouldn't be there at that time of when 76 is taking place.
Yes, which is 2021, I believe.
No, it's 2076.
Okay.
Right?
I read an article that it's not 2076, but I might be wrong.
We can check. We can most certainly check.
So try to find the information, or try to double check the information. And so far, I haven't still answered you what I really liked about it.
Okay, do it.
Okay, thank you. So just, I think people really wanted a multiplayer game based in the Fallout universe, which now they finally are getting. The question is, How does the game intend to keep the players after they finish whatever they are calling main quests or main store line, and how are they going to motivate or reward the people to keep logging in? Because you can't do them just by giving them world events every here and now, or okay, go there, launch the nuke, create a new zone with the rare resources and equipment. Again, go there with your team, kill the beasts, grab the loot, and if this is gonna become a loophole, then it's a serious issue for the upcoming years. Because they said that the new Fallout isn't going to be here anytime soon, since their next gen titles are gonna be Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 6, and Starfield. So a true sequel for the Fallout 4, meaning Fallout 5, or at least that's what we guess, is a long way from now. So they really have to invest people, resources, and maybe even additional free DLCs into the game to really tweak it so that it becomes something worthwhile playing, not just within 1 month of the launch. Have you been able to find the information about when's the year when you get out?
No, keep talking.
Okay, thank you very much. So certainly there are some issues with the optimization and the way it ran, because Bethesda has some kind of special deals or partnership with the Microsoft. That's why even the beta starts 1 week in advance. And when people were playing it in the optimal conditions, I mean regarding everyone basically had an Xbox X, which is the most powerful console on the market, and I'm sure they had quite decent internet connection. You can still see delayed reactions or input lag or just the game stuttering, losing the frames, which they said that the devs didn't give them the latest build, but come on, it's like month before the release. I don't think there is going to be a lot of things fixed in a month.
All right. So 76 does take place in 2102.
Okay.
So that's, yeah. So you are basically the first people to come out of the vaults, start reclaiming Earth.
Yeah, reclaiming the American, rebuilding the population.
Yes. And so why did they go through so much trouble to, ghouls, iconic enemy, whatever, and they don't put them in the game. Brotherhood of Steel, iconics, yeah, enemies, friends, whatever. They mention them even though they shouldn't.
Maybe
slight, I'd say a little oversight. Now, what don't we like about it, or why are you concerned about this game?
Well, as I pointed out, or as I touched upon a few things, mainly it's what can you do, or what can the world what can the world offer you after you have played throughout the main story? Okay, let's not talk about the side quests in terms of let's go there, let's fetch five metals and deliver it to that lady. But once you've basically...
Well, what lady? You mean computer, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, I mean computer. Yeah, there is a gigantic map, but again, it seems there are certainly points of interest on the map.
Are some, let's say, raids or dungeons confirmed that's going to be there? I mean, you've played World of Warcraft or even Destiny or any other MMO, right?
Yes, I did.
So there's some end game content, right? And
yes.
Anytime one of these, I know Fallout 76 it's not MMO game, but anytime one of these online games come out, it's all about the end game. This is what Destiny 1 lacked. This is what Division died on. This is what so many MMORPGs died on.
Mm-hmm.
So did they ever speak about endgame? I know there's a main story that will take some hours to complete. There's some side quests. there's some of these world bosses that look really cool, actually. But is there some end game content? Okay, I get to level 50 or 100 or whatever.
There is no level cap as far
Great.
as
So
know.
I just don't sleep, don't eat, don't shit. I just play this game non-stop.
Okay.
Why do I play it?
That's the big concern that I raised in the beginning of the discussion. You already said that, but I think that those world bosses or world beasts, since they are all level 50 or so, they should be kind of a late game content, and also the nukes, because they said that the game or the main storyline ends with you launching the nuke, because it creates a new zone with the new types of enemies, with the more precious and valuable loot. So it's either nuking the hell out of West Virginia,
Okay.
or there will be those world bosses, basically, or 5, 10, 15 different, just with a different level scaling.
All right. That doesn't sound all that great.
I agree, it doesn't.
So they definitely need to be hiding some aces up in their sleeve, I think you would agree, right? Because as of now, yes, I'm gonna buy it. We're gonna play the shit out of it together with some other buddies.
I mean, there is friendly fire. What else can you wish for?
I mean, yeah. Friendly fire is always a plus. Always a plus. Always. Anyway, yeah, so we're gonna play it for, I don't know, if it's coming Friday, which is probably...
No, it's not.
Great.
It's coming November 14th, which, if I'm not wrong, is Wednesday.
Alright, so Wednesday.
Let me double check.
Sure, whatever. It comes out, we're gonna play that
Yes,
weekend.
it's Wednesday.
We're gonna play that weekend, all weekend.
Maybe we'll finish the game by that time and then we'll just sell it.
Probably. I mean, if there's no endgame content, why
even bother?
Yeah, why even bother in the first place, yeah? Okay, I mean, that's some opinions about Fallout. Well, I hope we're wrong. I hope it turns out great.
Yeah, let's hope Bethesda proves us wrong.
I mean, they did in the past, right? They deliver constantly. Even Elder Scrolls Online. I don't know how much Bethesda is involved in that one, but that game clearly it does well enough for itself because it gets new content all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So let's hope this doesn't tank, right?
Keep fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, Pete Hines.
And Todd Howard, please.
Todd Howard, man. How could I forget your name? Sorry. Don't let us down. There's gonna be a lot of angry nerds if you fuck this up.
Yeah, you bet your ass there will.
Yeah. And they're gonna go for you. Anyway, so that was Fallout. Why do you say we talk a little bit Black Ops 4?
Okay.
So Black Ops 4 apparently...
Black Ops.
Black Ops. Yeah, that's what I said, Black Ops.
No, not really.
Black Ops 4 doesn't have single player.
You know, that's
Actually, I never thought I would say this, but I don't really care for the single player. I tried playing the Black Ops 3 single player. I think I finished third mission and then I just got bored by it. It was just stupid. This game doubles down on the multiplayer. It tries this Battle Royale thing, which apparently it does very well. It got great reviews, even without the single player. But is this lack of single player some sort of on the back of people's minds when they because the Metacritic or whatever scores from the users is very negative.
What's the current rank or what's the current score from the users? Can we really quickly look it up?
We could, yeah. But could it be this that people don't really play the single player and anyway? But could it be that you kind of want to have it there just because it is?
It's a double-edged sword. On the one hand, you are paying €60 for the game or $60 wherever you live. So it seems lazy and kind of lame for the developers to only create multiplayer game, because basically you put there 12 maps, you take the guns, you modify them in some sort of way, you've got your attachments for the gun, servers, different modes, but since Call of Duty has been here for over a decade, they all got it figured out. Everything is already prepared there for them, so they are only minor cosmetic changes. Okay, now they added the Battle Royale Blackout mode, which they are claiming to be a big thing, and from what I've seen, it certainly looks better than the PUBG. I mean, no doubt about it.
It looks hella fun. It looks a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, it does. With the grappling hook, with how with the wingsuit.
Anyway, so user score on Metacritic as of today is 4.9, based on 531 ratings.
Okay, and if you could pick a random low score, red score, what does the user say in terms of low score?
This is our Metacritic review corner. Apparently, this game is a big screw you to all the older fans of the game. I have been playing Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 1, and I have not liked that direction this franchise has been heading since Ghost. I had a lot of hopes for Black Ops 4, but the removal of campaign mode for Battle Royale clearly shows who they're catering to. They only care about the 10-year-olds and not about us veteran players. I've been moving on from Call of Duty now. Thanks for the fun years in the past, but those years have been long gone for me. That's the
there we have it.
Annual Black Ops review from Metacritic.
Here is the thing. It's absolutely true that gaming right now, I believe it's gonna expand in terms of the profit or the money you can make, because a lot of children who were born in the 90s or even the 2000s are getting to the age where they do gaming, right? About from 15 to 18.
Weren't we born in the 90s?
Yes, we were, but I said 90s or
late
2000s.
90s and okay.
Yeah,
okay.
and 2000s and higher.
Yeah.
So, and that sort of group, of people really go for the multiplayer games, because, look, if they should be, instead of playing outside or being with their friends, they can play with their friends, which you cannot obviously do on a single player game. So they'd rather play with their friends and have the feeling of some social interaction playing the game at home. So that's what the companies are going for.
Yeah, you play games at home, and that's perfectly fine.
But when you play single player, you are basically isolated from the world. Compared when you play multiplayer, you've got people. I mean, if you are interested, you can talk, you can make friends in the game, even though it seems impossible.
So what you're saying is you think the younger player doesn't care for the story experience.
And what's even worse, I believe the younger takes the huge portion of the sales.
It's their parents, but...
I mean, but it's intended for the younger audience, so...
But it's not, because it's
I know it's rated 18 and that kind of...
Yeah, it's rated, PEGI 18 and M for our US friends, right?
Let's be honest, when did you watch your first porn? So you don't care about rating.
No, but still, like, okay, so yeah, it can be 19, 20, 21, year-olds that like to play the Fortnite and the PUBG and the this now, right? And it makes sense, because also Battlefield 5 will have this Battle Royale mode.
Yes.
Yes, and it will also have some sort of these stories, these war stories that was introduced in Battlefield 1, which isn't really a campaign. I didn't really enjoy it, but it was there, and it was fine. It was fine for it was. It was 3 levels each. They pretty much used the same maps as are in multiplayer. So couldn't what Sledgehammer is doing Black Ops 4, whatever.
I
Treyarch.
think it's Treyarch again.
Couldn't they use, hey, here's the map, this is the scenario that's going on in it, you know, add some explosions, add some voice acting, add some whatever. This is your single player experience, this is your scenarios, whatever, right?
Here is what I think. It's all about the decision. So, and you know, people are never satisfied. So you can either make a game without the single player, and the people will hate for you because it's not there, or you will do with the single player in the form of Battlefield, and people will hate you that it's there but it's not good enough.
I mean, yes, that is very true.
So
people
the way
suck. Anyway. Either way, people are just the worst.
So the way I see it, rather put there more maps, make it more polished day one, and don't make the single player, then make the single player, or I'm not sure, I don't even know if you heard it or if I mentioned it to you, but the Battlefield 1 won't have the single player day one.
Oh.
There will be some stories, how they are called, but not all of them.
Okay. Also interesting. I didn't know that one.
Yep.
All right. Let's keep the conversation at Black Ops 4.
I've got a question.
Please.
Do you think that it will overtake Fortnite? The glory of Fortnite? Within a year?
The glory? No, in a year there will be, what's next? What was the previous Call of Duty? World War II, right?
Yeah.
Next year there's going to be a new Call of Duty, so no, they will not take over. That's a very interesting question because
I don't think they are gonna.
Fortnite is popular because it's free.
Correct.
So this is not free. This is a €60 game with potentially at least 60 more euros worth of additional DLC throughout the year, with also microtransactions, I assume, for skins and for garbage like that. But let's keep it at Black Ops 4. With this game and FIFA and some other games have not been selling that great physically. They have been selling tremendously good digitally. Is this the first signs of we are at the breaking point to have digital only? Yes or no?
Not yet. We are getting closer.
This is not the breaking point.
Not yet.
Okay, so
for several reasons.
So you still think games that will come out later than this? Let's say Red Dead. Let's say what's the other big one? Fallout. Let's say some other big ones, right? Will still sell better physically than digitally.
Oh, you mean in terms of sales or?
Yes, in sales terms. Is this when before this physical always was better than digital in terms of sales?
Yeah.
Is this now when? Is this Black Ops and FIFA? Is this the time when yes, these two games are selling better digitally? Is this the time when everything else will start selling better digitally, or is these just special occasions?
I'll give you a diplomatic answer. It all depends on the country, because if I'm not wrong, the average network speed now we talk about the download speed for the whole Europe is 15 megabytes, which is roughly 1.5 megabytes per second. With the games increasing in terms of size up to 80 or 100 gigabytes, even though there is a preload option, the plans aren't really unlimited because you've got the fair user policy, also known as FOOP. So if you say okay, you have to spend 1/3 of your month's usage for just one game.
Yeah, but you can get better plans. Even you say average connection. Still, there's even where we live is not. I would assume we're better than the average, right? Connection.
Yes, so like Republic is really good in terms of.
So yeah, this is not actually that big because maybe I have a limited plan. I think you have a limited plan, yep. but in the big cities, they have unlimited. They have unlimited with 20 meg downloads, 30 meg downloads. So who the fuck cares, right? And that's where the most of the customers are. It's not the 20 guys in my village, the 100 guys in your small town. It's the guys who live in the 500,000 towns, that
Mhm.
it's meant for these guys because there's going to be a lot more consumers.
Or the primary markets or the main markets in Europe, which are, of course, UK, France, and Germany.
Germany, yeah. Poland, maybe. Poland's big
And
as shit.
yeah, because Polish subtitles are in every. I swear to God, in every game you can find
Yeah,
Polish
every
subtitles.
fucking game has Polish subtitles. Fucking Netflix has Polish subtitles.
Yeah, I know. Don't even.
Because
don't even-
apparently Poland rules.
apparently, which is
Right.
kind of a good thing, I guess.
Is it? I don't know.
Hold up. Did I just hear on podcast?
How
I
much
don't think we are gonna get monetized for this
How
on
much-
YouTube.
How much shit do you want me to cut from this now? What I wanted to do at the beginning of the show, and I forgot, is a little segment called What We've Been Playing. So, what we've been playing this week. So, what you've been playing this week.
Well, I've been
We've been playing together some Siege.
yes, indeed. Finally leveled up to the rank 20. So to the level 20. So ranked games unlocked, which I think they shouldn't have.
And and how did you notice actually on Siege it's been out for 3 years, and when you go to the ranked it still says beta.
Does it?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, Ubisoft, no wonder.
And you've been playing AC Odyssey and you finished it.
One of the 3 of main storylines. Yes, I did.
You will not go for the other ones.
I mean, yeah, I'm considering to sell the game because it's just so much grind, man, to get from 40 to 50. You can't even imagine, because do you know the backstory?
No.
In the Ubisoft store, you can buy, and now listen closely, a permanent XP 50% boost. That's
For how much?
15.
What? if you said like 99 cents, I would be like, hell
No.
yeah.
But it's permanent. It's not
Yes,
temporary.
but it's for nothing.
I know.
It's literally if I swear to God, if it was 99 cents or I don't know euro 50, I would be like, hell yeah, give me. But 15 euros.
Temporary is for 5. So how could you
What?
have for 3 hours the temporary boost
For a
if
single
I'm not
player
wrong?
game.
Yes.
What? No,
You've been blown away.
you've been lying to me, man.
I would never do that,
I
my
do not
dearest
believe-
friend.
I do not wish to believe this. We will talk about this on the next episode of this
Yeah,
podcast.
we can totally bring up the Ubisoft store as long as it's gonna function properly.
So, the last segment, as you know, from the this episode, but version 1, that
Which will never be published because it's unpublished.
I mean, it will be published sometime, maybe. I mean, I don't know if this will be published because I was apparently.
So let's.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Anyway, the segment is Guess Who, and you fucked it up on the first one. You couldn't figure out Master Chief.
Yes.
But I think you didn't understand the rules properly. Now
So
that
please, let's do a quick rundown for the rules.
you ask me yes or no questions. You can ask as many questions as you want, but once you reach 10 no's, you lose.
Okay.
If you guess a name and it's not correct, you lose.
But not only that question, but the whole game, just to be clear.
Yes, the whole
Okay.
game, yes. Okay,
Okay.
so
Anything I should be worried about?
No, it's a
Okay.
Guess Who game. Man. Come on. Okay. So you can start.
Is it Miley Cyrus? No, I'm just joking.
It's actually correct.
If it was correct, I would be so damn. Okay.
She is a video game character, though.
Where?
There was a PS3 game, Miley Cyrus sing along or whatever.
You gotta be shitting me.
Oh, it's
How-
like a SingStar type of game.
And that was published by the Sony and approved by whoever was there at the time.
Yeah, it was also on Xbox.
Well, that's even worse. So was it with the motion sensor or kinetic?
No, you played it with the microphone
Oh boy.
and you sang. I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe.
Okay, let's make
But
it. Let's.
it existed. Okay, first question.
Okay, the first question: is it a female character?
No.
Is it a male character?
Yes.
Is it an? Is it an animal?
No.
That was the dumbest question I could ever ask.
Yes. Is it a male? Yes. Is it animal?
No. Is it character from Xbox only game?
No.
Is it character for cross-platform game?
Yes.
Is it character from cross-platform games, meaning only consoles?
No.
How many nodes do I have?
4.
Does the character have a lot of hair?
Yes.
Does the character have multiple games?
Yes.
Is the game set up? Are the games set up on Earth?
Yes.
Is every single game set up in different locations?
Yes.
Is it an action/adventure game? I know I basically tricked and cheated because I asked normally what would be 2 questions.
Yes. I give you yes, but it may be misleading.
You are not helping.
I'm not here to help. I'm here to judge.
Well, fuck, you're judging. How dare you judge? Is it a fat character?
No. Who the fuck is a fat character?
Don't know, wanted to try. Is it a child?
No.
Do you play at any of the multiple games as a child of that character?
No.
That's 3 attempts remaining, correct?
Yes. Three no's remaining. If you don't get this, you will not be invited to the next episode.
Well, I don't think I will, even if I guessed. So, is that a threat now?
Okay, two more no's.
No, that wasn't related to the fucking character. In your opinion, is this male character sexually appealing?
Yes.
Okay, so he's got to be handsome. Does this character use guns?
Yes.
Is it only from the third person? Do the games have only third person view? You aren't prepared for my depth of questions.
They are technically yes.
You aren't allowed to say technically yes.
Technically yes. I am not allowed. Yes, but you can aim down sights.
How does aiming down sights makes it first person?
Because it changes the perspective.
Okay. That's a game breaking. Well, not game breaking, but you know
It's a
what I
game
mean.
breaking bug. You cracked my code. You just
Apparently,
need to
someone
ask me
else
yes.
has been cracking Sonic codes and sending messages, so
Yeah,
don't blame me. So the last thing you said, when you aim downwards, it changes perspective.
Not downwards when you aim down sights when you
Okay, down.
can
Okay.
look through the crosshair.
And do you do a lot of shooting in the game?
Yes.
Is it heavily focused on you shooting enemies?
No.
Is the newest game in the series not older than 2 years? I know that's a difficult question for even me to ask.
Yeah, it's
Or-
at midnight.
Don't reveal again the time of the recording. Information. So, meaning it was released 2016 and not.
No, it was released sooner.
Okay, it was released sooner. So that. Oh no. So it's got to be a character from a game that might have sequel in the future or ended somewhere before 2016. Is the new game in development with this character? No. Is it?
Well, there is a game with, I believe, No.
Which leads us to my only option right now.
You got 10 no's. Let's say you can have a guess at 10 no's.
I can have a guess at the nose.
Let's change the rules because
Okay.
I feel bad for
I'm
you.
gonna go for it. I think I'll get it right. Is it Sam Fisher?
No. But
But
you are,
that was a good guess.
yes, you are very close. It's Solid Snake.
I've been thinking, but then I said like, okay, how do you find Solid Snake sexually appealing? No.
Because
I
he's a
specifically
buff
asked
dude.
you. You've got strange taste in a woman. I mean, personally, if I had to choose, I'm not saying I would, but I would definitely bang Sam Fisher over Solid Snake. But that's only totally a theoretical question, and answer that's never gonna happen. So, dear listeners, you see, at least this podcast is gay friendly, so feel free to invite your gay friends.
What are you talking about? I hope I remember to end this before you start talking about banging Sam Fisher.
Tweet us some pictures of comparisons of Sam Fisher and Solid Snake.
Yeah. I hope also for some fan art.
That's all for now. Signing out.
Bye.